Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
Breaking news alert, a federal judge says the controversial Dakota access pipeline must shut down until a more environmental review is done. The pipeline has been carrying oil for 3 years, but U.S. District Judge James Boasberg says that the pipeline remains highly controversial under federal environmental law. He also said that a more extensive review was necessary than the environmental assessment that was done. The judge wrote that even though the disruption will be significant, he says the pipeline must be shut down. This pipeline caused weeks of protests in North Dakota and cost the state millions of dollars. And new at noon, a Minot man is sitting in jail after being issued one of the highest speeding tickets in the state. 27-year-old Gunnar Syverson is in jail for fleeing reckless driving and reckless endangerment. Police say they clocked him going 153 miles per hour on his motorcycle by New Rockford this past Friday. He was chased into the Spirit Lake Reservation, but officers stopped the chase for safety reasons. Later in the day, he was spotted in New Rockford, where he was arrested. He's also in jail on an outstanding warrant from Ward County. And we have new information on the deadly ATV crash in Polk County. Authorities have now identified the young man who died. He's 16-year-old Jude Olson from Fertile, Minnesota. The crash happened on Thursday, July 2nd, near Fertile. Authorities say Olson lost control of his ATV, hit a tree, and then died. And now let's check in with meteorologist Nathan Hopper.
Good afternoon, Kelly. Things are looking a little cloudy out there for this Monday at noontime, and you can see on our Dakota Magic Casino sky cam a little bit of a breeze with a little clouds out there in the Hankinson area as well. Those clouds down there were the same clouds that did just drop a few raindrops here in the metro this afternoon. Looking at the satellite and radar, of course, seeing just enough moisture here in the metro to give us a few, turn on windshield wipers a little bit there, moving through the metro. This moisture is now moving into Lakes Country. We do see one thunder shower off toward the west, but we'll look closer in here to Detroit Lake, seeing just north of town, heading toward Park Rapids, and just outside the Perham area, some more of those organized showers, and then the light rainfall we just saw move through Fargo is off toward Monoman. But here is a thunder shower. It looks like it's moving just to the north of Valley City. Some heavy rainfall with this one, as well as some lightning and thunder. But look at how small and isolated that is. That is moving eastward and then up into Devil's Lake Basin. Look at this. We've got another little thunder shower right now near Michigan, heading toward Tolna. So again, Callie, we've got the chance of scattered showers and storms continuing through the afternoon, but we'll break down the whole forecast coming up in a couple minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Nathan. And we have new information of COVID-19 within our region. In Minnesota, 434 new cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed, and 3 more deaths have been linked to the illness. In total, there have been 1,474 deaths linked to COVID-19, and there are currently 258 patients hospitalized. There are now 3,188 active cases in Minnesota. 33,907 people are listed as recovered. In North Dakota, 33 new cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed, bringing the total of active cases to 419. Of the new cases, 17 were reported from Cass County. No new deaths have been linked to COVID-19, meaning the death toll still sits at 80. In total, there are 22 patients currently being hospitalized, and 3,350 are listed as recovered. The Kandiyohi County Sheriff's Office is trying to figure out what happened before they found a man unresponsive in a lake. Deputies were called to Eagle Lake, just northeast of Wilmar, yesterday afternoon for reports of a man found in the water. Emergency crews tried to save the man, but he was later pronounced dead at the scene. No other information about the death is being released at this time. And a West Fargo man is being treated at the St. Cloud Hospital after a diving accident near Detroit Lakes. The Becker County Sheriff says 21-year-old Cody Binstock dove into Lake Melissa from a dock Saturday afternoon, but didn't resurface. His brother pulled him out of the water and started life-saving measures. Emergency responders took over when they arrived. Binstock was rushed to the DL hospital, then airlifted to St. Cloud. His condition is not being released. And a Minnesota man is dead following an ATV rollover on the 4th of July. Minnesota state troopers say a 6-year-old Hibbing man rolled his ATV in a ditch in Itasca County and was trapped under the machine and underwater. He died at the scene. And police are investigating reports of shots fired in South Fargo. It happened near the 4700 block of 16th Avenue South in Fargo yesterday just after noon. Witnesses told police shots were fired at a car with several people inside, and as the driver tried leaving the area, they crashed into some garages nearby. Police say no one was hit by the gunfire and there were only minor injuries from the crash. Officers say the suspects and victims know each other, but there's no word on any arrests. And President Trump is being widely criticized for suggesting that 99% of coronavirus cases are totally harmless. That claim is not true, and the mayor of Houston, Texas, where cases are surging, called the remark dangerous. Paula Reed reports from the White House.
Now we have tested almost 40 million people. By so doing, we show cases, 99% of which are totally harmless.
President Trump made that unsubstantiated claim on July 4th, but even his own FDA commissioner, Dr. Stephen Hahn, struggled to support it.
Is the president wrong?
So I'm not going to get into who's right and who's wrong. What I'm going to say, Dana, is what I've said before, which is that it's a serious problem that we have.
Houston's mayor, Sylvester Turner, is battling a record spike in infections. He refuted the president's statement.
The number of people who are getting sick and going to the hospitals has exponentially increased. The number of people in our ICU beds has exponentially increased.
The mayor of Miami-Dade County also insisted the president was wrong.
If it were harmless, I wouldn't be taking the steps that we're taking here in Miami-Dade.
The president also contradicted his own public health experts on the timeline for a vaccine.
And we'll likely have a therapeutic and/or vaccine solution long before the end of the year.
I can't predict when a vaccine will be available.
Former Trump Homeland Security Advisor Thomas Bossert issued this warning.
We have to start at the basics and level with people. Suggesting that it's not dangerous is in itself a dangerous message.
The Trump campaign has announced an outdoor rally Saturday in Portsmouth, New Hampshire at the airport. The campaign says attendees in New Hampshire will be provided masks and encouraged to wear them. And coming up at noon, nursing homes and hospitals are taking extra steps to protect their patients from COVID-19. We'll explain how. But next, weather to plan your day.